red side?
Well, red side is actually the harder side to play from. Like, you have a bit better control of the dragon, considering the pit of the dragon is facing towards you. However, like, Riot's been trying to like equalize the sides quite a bit lately, so there isn't too much of a game-changing difference between the sides at this point. It's just it does give you a little bit more control towards the bottom side.
Now, taking notes of the picks and bans, Stanley has already locked in Syndra for someone else on his team. Although I wouldn't be surprised. That's not going to be the top laner, is it?
No, it's going to be Toys on the Syndra. Toys is really good
Right.
at his Syndra play, actually.
Okay.
We've seen it a few times in this challenge already, and he's always like super carried with that
Yeah.
champion.
I'm not too up to date on the meta. I've encountered a few Syndra top laners, just playing solo queue. But of course, solo queue is solo queue. You can play whatever you want and get a win all the way up to Diamond, even Challenger League.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
Anyway, let's look at EXP's picks. Looks like they're moving away from Riven, which is quite surprising considering obviously best Riven is his favorite champion, but Irelia is a very flexible champion. I think they want to play a more roaming style based composition here, which is a lot better for team fights. I think they learned that they can't really rely on solo lanes. They gotta like do a little bit better with their team fighting this game, which is a good change. I have to agree with this.
And I also like the Renekton pick coming from Toys. Of course, I imagine he's going to swap that out with Stanley. And this is also a very tanky pick. Also has a lot of utility, mobility, a stun.
Yeah, he's actually a really good pick right now, as he shines in the early to early mid game. He does fall off late, but the idea is they want to use Renekton to shut down Irelia quite early, as Irelia does struggle against him. And he's also very good at dealing with dragon fights. His ultimate does bring more damage than you'd expect to a team fight with his AoE. So I definitely agree with his pick from Toys for Stanley. But on EXP, it looks like they're going for an Orianna pick, which, again, is more teamfight orientated. It's looking pretty good so far.
You know what? I'm sorry. I just wanted to point out that the summoner who picked Orianna, his name is Yijing Kudao. And, like, okay, I know there's some kind of a meme that's going around on Facebook as well as PTT, and it's basically Iku, and I'm not entirely sure what it means. I'm thinking maybe someone
Lee Sin's kick. That's the sound it makes when you do it. So when he kicks, it goes Iku.
Okay. So we can call him Iku. How about that?
All right, Iku works.
We're gonna change the name just a little bit, but that might actually be what they call him. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, like, it's easier for me to remember at least, so he's got that going for him.
Right. Resuming the picks, though, we got Graves coming out for God JJ, and of course, I like the Karma pick coming from Oli. And that's
a very aggressive support pick.
It is.
Very fitting.
And now it looks like Nami's going to go to the hands of XP this game around.
It's almost like the sides of switch playstyles. Like HK Esports, their current composition is very focused on getting their lane snowballing. So the Syndra pick, they want to get that one going pretty quickly. They don't want Orianna to they don't want to allow Orianna to feed and They don't want Orianna to CS quite a lot. They don't want her to farm, so they want to shut her down quite early. And with Dinter on Pantheon, that's actually quite a good combination. A Syndra Pantheon gank is quite scary, especially against Orianna with no escapes. But EXP, they do have a really good teamfight composition. I think they want to focus around the dragon a lot this game and take it away from HK Esports. It's just if they can keep up the map pressure from like last game, they didn't have enough wards down. They weren't counter warding enough. They really need to focus that on this game to pull this off.
All right. Now there was one YouTube video I saw about a guy analyzing the most recent changes on a lot of the characters, and I forget the guy's name, but he's a foreigner living in Korea, and I imagine training there as a pro gamer. But he said basically with the recent changes that came in, a lot of teams actually already build their entire team around Syndra. And I'm wondering if that's the case here for HK Esports. I mean, what do you think of that as a whole?
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, Syndra is very good at dealing with champions who are standing in a line, to say. So what they want to do is they want to catch people off in like enclosed areas. They want to get a really good Syndra stun on at least 3 members of the team, which allows Stanley to just jump in whilst the Pantheon ult is going down. So it's all about getting the combination of everything to happen at the same time, especially with the Graves ultimate and a lot of damage coming from Karma. They want to like end the team fight as quickly as possible. However, I'd say the same thing goes for EXP. Like, they can easily disrupt that idea with the Ariana pick, so I believe they have a fighting chance in this one if they were to be careful about where they're standing at the beginning of a team fight. They don't want to clump up, and they want to find HK Esports as they're about to engage and work out when the Pantheon ult has gone down, because you don't see it at first, right?
Right.
So they want to know when that's happening, and as soon as that happens, they need to push forwards and engage. So they want to get Lee Sin to go in first, and then put the ball of Ariana onto Lee Sin, and then disrupt Toys is probably the most ideal target for that. And then fight from there as Pantheon drops too late in the backline to do anything. And I'd like to say that HK Esports doesn't have much peel for God JJ either, as it's all very aggressive.
On the whole, I really like the lineup a lot better this time around for EXP than in game number 1, and I think it's going to fare pretty well for them. But
yeah.
At this moment, we've got about 60 seconds before we hop into the loading screen, and then finally the game that you guys will see. So now is the time to go out to Facebook and like our sponsors. You can see them at the bottom of the screen. It would be Asus, BenQ, AS Rock, and of course give us a visit on HongKongEsports.com. Even check us out on Facebook. Give us a like if you would like to see more tournaments like this. Okay. Of course, like Riot Games too. Without them, we wouldn't have today's great games.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Riot Games are pretty important with League of Legends, being the guys who made it.
I'm looking at both sides right now, and I have to ask the question. Do you think we could see an early game invade coming out?
I don't really think so. I mean, the champions aren't really known for their early CC. I mean, Nami has her bubble, but that's really hard to land, so it's not the most reliable thing to engage with. And if she was to miss her bubble, it opens up a huge opportunity for the enemy team. So, and on HK Esports side, they don't want to waste their level 1 ability on a CC ability, so otherwise they'll get really far behind themselves. So I don't think we'll see any early game invades this time.
Alright, so now we're hopping into the loading screen, guys. It's ready to get hyped. Or it's time to get hyped. Alright. So, as we can see, we've got 3 Challenger League players for Hong Kong Esports, and of course, I mean that's just because Stanley. I don't think he's leveled up this account to. He's in Platinum 3 at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think Stanley's focusing on solo queue too much. I don't think he streams either right now.
All right.
And Ole being new to the Taiwanese server, he's obviously not going to be Challenger just yet, but he is Challenger in Korea and the LAN server.
Alright, so it's also worth noting that EXP also changed their jungle. It's actually now not going to be Phone, but it's a guy named Goda. We can call him Gada.
Alright.
How about that?
So we got JJ and Gada. Nice.
Right. So
I wonder how many times
guys.
I get that mixed up. I'll try not to, just for you.
I wonder if is this guy their bench player, perhaps? Maybe? Maybe not. But Frog just hopping away into the bush, trying to get away from any missteps for the time being. And of course, Toys is just daring a poke at mid lane, and it looks like everything is...
It's all pretty standard
normal
so far. They just want to stand at each entrance to the jungle, make sure no one sneaks in and steals anything.
Alright.
A bit of damage going on.
Oh, that's not good. Iku, it looks like he could be in a lot of trouble. There was actually... Oh, man, that's an Ignite going down on him. He's trying his best to get away, but the slow coming in from our Ole.
So it looks like I was completely wrong about the early invade situation. Dinter did actually start with his W on Pantheon, which is really hard to actually jungle with at the beginning. You generally want to get that around level 3 or level 4, but paid off for them.
Yeah, and I mean, going into this, Toys already has an advantage. If he's able to get two more kills at mid lane, then that lane's basically and essentially already won, more or less.
Yeah, he's actually gone back and already bought an extra Doran's ring. So it looks like he got the extra gold from the utility mastery to allow him to do this, which is pretty strange strategy. I've never actually seen this before, but it seems like it's going to work out really well.
You'd be surprised to see what I call strange. I heard of a game being played at the LMS where there were 3 players on one team that went for Chilling Smite.
What?
They did, yes. They tried to do something new with it, and it just didn't work out for them in the end.
Oh no. That would have been amazing if it worked, though. That sounds crazy.
Yeah. But that one had the Royal Made in Taiwan label slapped on it.
We actually see a lane swap here as well. That's quite a good idea considering Irelia finds it really hard to farm in a 1v2 lane, and Renekton actually fares surprisingly well with the sustain on his Q.
Yeah, Iku was kind of just in a little bit of trouble. Of course, Ole being the... Oh my god, are they... What's going on here?
They're going to try and find something around the red buff.
Well, I mean, we've got support trying to do what he can, but it looks like it's just a little bit too little too late. He had to expend his the Summoner Spell Flash to get out of that, which means he won't have it later. The escape is going to be just a little bit more difficult, and it looks like one of these guys, looks like Dinter's going to be getting away with that red. Yeah,
sharing the experience with Stanley, so he's going to have an easier time in his 1v2 lane. And that's not good for Goda. I mean, he's taking up... Dinter's red buff, but Poise is coming in here to make sure.
Oh, he gets it though. I mean, the question is, does he get away with it?
Yeah, it looks like he's fine. It's Lee Sin.
Uh-oh. Stunned. Okay, gets away.
Yeah, you can't really hold down a Lee Sin for too long, especially when he's got his ward up.
Alright, now he's just going to back. Contended with that steal for the time being, but I'm a little bit surprised to see that we actually had Hong Kong Esports clearing out all of the minions at the red buff on the red side.
What that generally means is they want the timer on the red buff and they want to come back to it as soon as it spawns. Wow. So they're going to try and starve Lee Sin of his buffs, which is a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, just seeing the struggle that he had trying to get that one red buff from Hong Kong Esports, I mean,
looking good.
It's gonna work against him. Double BB looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he's gonna need to flash out of this one.
Yeah, but I mean, he's already been stunned. He flashes forward. There's no follow-up slow, and he does get out of it.
Unfortunately, Ole, being level 1, he doesn't have any of his follow-up CC, so that gank would have gone a little bit better if he spent a little bit of time in one of the lanes.
Yeah.
I believe he's going to rush up top now and try and soak some experience as the top lane is pushing towards the tower.
Right now, I mean, Ole, he went back already, and he has...
Toys could be in trouble here. There's no wards on the left side of the river for him.
He got boots with that. He got a ward, and I think that's about all he got. He might have gotten a potion as well, but this is not looking good for Toys. I mean, the Summoner Spell slow has already been turned onto that, and...
Yep, Toys going down.
Yeah. That was picked up by Orianna. So I mean, at mid lane things are actually panning out just a teeny bit.
Yeah, it's looking good for EXP now.
Yeah.
Especially considering their HK Esports team members a little bit behind in experience, considering how long they've spent outside of their lane.
Showing that they're down, but not quite out. But I mean, Ole here looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. It's a nice dive in from Ribbon Kid. And Goda, looks like he might have to back down. He's getting low in HP, but now we've got support coming in for the reinforcement. Nice heal, but doesn't quite get the job done. Nice pickup by Best Ribbon. Missed bubble coming in from support. And now we're going to have Ollie coming back and getting the vengeance for his teammate.
Wow. Good play by Ollie there.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, they're ahead by 1 kill, but I mean, EXP at this stage in the game, they're doing much better than they did in game number 1.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think HK Esports may be a little bit cocky coming into this game. They're trying some new things out. It's not working out for them too well. Yeah. They're a little bit fragmented, I'd like to say.
I like this. I can appreciate the move to actually telly into the top lane just to keep up with farm. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, at this stage in the game, yeah, he's kind of sacrificed that ability to telly bot and help out double BB, but at the same time, I mean, farm is farm and he's going to need it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, Irelia is a champion who really benefits from levels, as the levels will go towards helping her get more true damage, and that's a really strong thing for Irelia. Sorry, that didn't come out too well.
Wait a minute.
Ariana's level 6 here, so this could go really bad.
This could go really bad because this is turning into a 2v3. Gotta getting a little bit overzealous, but if he can get Toys, it might be worth his time. He hops out of there, but it's not enough. That Sonic Wave onto a minion.
Yeah, a bit too aggressive from Goda right there. He should have played a little further back and hopefully got someone in with the Orianna ultimate.
Yeah. All right. Now, of course, Iku is doing pretty alright in this position. And double BB is stuck a little bit on a turret. Nice poke. Oh man, now he's...
that was close.
Wait a minute. Is Ollie going to get the pickup though? Double BB is not playing safe here, or he's not taking any chances, but I mean, the flash came in from Oli to get that. That means he's not going to be able to escape too much easily.
Oli is on a killing spree right now, actually. He's got 3 kills, 0 deaths, and 2 assists.
That's right. I mean, like, we've got Boots of Mobility coming in here from support.
Yeah, I don't think he's even stayed in any lane at this point. He's just completely defying all my expectations of what he's going to do. He's just running around getting kills every single lane. Even moving into mid right now.
Yeah, alright, so now Iku's stuck under turret, but I mean, that's not something I've seen all that often. I like this new move coming from Oli. I mean, this new support play style. I mean, typically, you know, Silver League, I mean, of course, you just have your support stuck by your side, but this is roaming support, and I like it.
Yeah, like, we see it a bit in the OGN, the Spring Champion Series, but not to this extent. Like, usually they roam a bit around as soon as they got to the level 2 or level 3, but Ole's been roaming since the first minute of the game.
Oh man, here comes the play. Bubble follow-up from Oli, or onto Oli rather. It looks like it may just be
support having to flash out there. That would have been dangerous for him.
Best Riven kid, he just didn't get out of that. I mean, it looked like there was almost nowhere for him to go after a while. I mean, even if he did hop under turret, you know, they could just dive in on him and get the kill and get out.
I mean, Stanley had his ultimate up, so he's not going to be taking too much damage from the tower.
Right. Oh, nice little displacement there.
Almost got him with the Syndra ultimate.
Oh, man. Wait a minute. Okay. Looks like things are going to resume business as usual at mid lane. But again, Hong Kong Esports is pretty far ahead given the stage of the game.
Yeah, they're really showing their experience with the game here. I mean, EXP, they did have a really good start. Things were looking good for them, but it seems like HK Esports are just that little bit further ahead of them in terms of the game. Like, they're roaming constantly. They're outmaneuvering EXP at every stage of the game.
Best Riven kid. Oh, this push onto the mid tower is working out so well. I mean,
yeah, this is a really good idea right now.
Yeah, he's zoning out Oli, and it looks like they may not be able to
support
take that
might
turret.
be in trouble here.
Indeed. Okay, well, he does get out.
You see, he got JJ coming up though. He might be able to snipe this one.
Oh, he does.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. Okay, so the game resumes.
So EXP, they seem to have the right ideas. They're pushing at the right time, but they always seem to be getting a bit too far ahead of themselves. We see this with Goddard and his ganks. Like, they start off fine. It looks like it could be good for EXP, but he always goes that bit too much further.
Best Riven kid tries to save the top lane turret, doesn't quite do so. Might get a kill first time, even though, I don't know, it looks like it's going to cost him a lot. We've got Goddard now diving in there, throwing down the Chilling Smite onto Dinter, but it looks like it might not be enough.
Stanley's ult just came up.
Alive. Wait a minute, another dive in from Best Raven Kid. Is he going to get a double kill? It looks like it's painfully close. He flashes out of there.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Toys comes in for the cleanup.
Good roam from Toys right there.
Yeah. All right, Double BB in a lot of trouble. Gets leashed, or locked just a little bit, but does flash out of it.
That was a good turnaround from Riven Kid there. Almost getting the double kill though.
Yeah.
Really knew the damage on Irelia to do that.
If he had gotten the double kill, it would have been definitely worth, obviously. It goes without saying. Would have gotten more gold with the further ahead in his build. He's got the Phage, Crystalline Blast, Mana Crystal, if I remember that item's name correctly.
Yeah, that's correct.
Fight almost every game. Can't really remember the name. And toting those pink wards, as well as a nice extra potion or two.
Well, as soon as Irelia, Riven gets his... Should I really call him Riven if he's playing Irelia? That's really confusing.
Call him Riven, Best Riven Kid.
Best Riven Kid. As soon as he gets his Trinity Force, that's when EXP has a chance of winning this game again. As Irelia gets a huge power spike from that item, it just completely blows every other champion out the water for about 3 minutes until she starts like falling off again. So if he can get that item, then they should start trying to fight around the dragon, and then maybe they'll get something out of it.
Alright, so bot lane, I like this split push / 3-man trap, but there is a ward on top of it. It looks like support is in a bit of trouble, however. Double BB coming in to reinforce. But so far, I mean, ooh, wait a minute. Stanley gets bubbled. At the same time, I mean, like, this doesn't entirely accomplish the goals of of Hong Kong Esports at the moment. They got the bot tower, which is good. That's essential. But they didn't get too much terribly further ahead with a gank or two.
Yeah, that's true. But they are all in ideal position to take Dragon if they want to, although they do seem to be moving around to the mid lane. Maybe want to force that one to the tower. But it's interesting to see what HK Esports will be planning to do after this. Like, they're already at the top and bottom lane towers down, so the only two objectives that they want to focus around at this point are going to be the mid tower or the dragon. So I think we'll start to see some team fights soon.
I think you are right. Best Riven Kid looks like he's got that top tower uncontested. Might take a little bit of damage. Nah, just say that the last minion was taken down. Doesn't take that down. And at this point, EXP, I mean, if they get just a little bit more focus on that middle tower, they'll poke it to death. Yeah,
that's what they really need to focus on right now.
Essentially, but it looks like... No, I mean, Oli, they got Vision of Dragon. At this point with the back coming in, I'm wondering, you know, what's the move going to be here coming from Hong Kong Esports? I feel like Dragon is wide open, but they don't want to take it just yet. They're not entirely 100% certain of that.
Well, Hong Kong Esports, they really need to force this mid lane out. They don't need to worry about the side lanes too much. They should have been focusing on this earlier as Irelia was trying to get the top tower. Then she would have had to make the decision, do I get the extra global gold for my team or do I help secure the dragon? So they lost that opportunity, but they still have a good chance of just forcing up mid lane and then taking the dragon.
Blue buff is looking like it's going to be secured, but of course, God is showing that it is his only. He's trying to poke it out just a little bit further, aggro it. And now double BB is coming in here to give his teammates some reinforcements, but of course we also have the ADC God JJ joining the fight, and now this looks like it's going to be 5 versus 4. It's a peculiar location as we don't have Stanley in the fight. Beautiful tidal wave initiate, and it looks like that will be Best Riven Kid for Toys.
1-for-1 exchange there. That was actually a very good counter engage from EXP, but it looks like the man drop's coming down.
Uh-oh. And Dinter's like, hey, I feel left out of this. Come on, and it's going to be a 2-for-1 now.
Ouch, got JJ. No, sorry.
Dinter got the...
Dinter
took down, look here.
Double Bebe is the one who died, yeah. Sorry, got JJ was playing Corky last game.
Right. It's really confusing. And now the dragon is secured for Hong Kong Esports. We see some improved play coming from our underdog team, but it's falling just a little bit short.
I mean, it's definitely, they should have been doing this from game 1, but it's a lot better from them, but still not enough to win. They're gonna get the mid tower though, it looks like. Maybe, no.
Oh man, so close, so close.
Just like 2 more caster minions hits and that would have been dead.
Yeah, I mean, almost a free turret if you will, but the save came in just in time. We've got it back now coming in from Oli, and the question is what's going to be getting with Karma.
I'd like to see him build more ability power actually.
Amp Tome, asking ye shall receive. He went for an amplifying tome, also bought a pink ward. 2 pink wards, am I looking at that right? Do my eyes deceive me?
No, that's 2 pink wards, yeah.
Okay. Of course, it works as a good ward clearing mechanism when you're this far ahead.
Yeah, he does have his sweeper as well.
If misused, of course, it could also be it could be a backfire, if you will. But look at that pink ward placement right there. I mean, that's red vision of 2 blue wards.
There's nothing they can do about it. Goodbye, pink ward.
I mean, at least they know where not to go for a few minutes. But Telly coming in now from Best Riven Kid, but
a bit of a waste of a teleport there, actually. It's not like Hong Kong Esports are too heavy with that push in the mid lane, so...
You have to bear in mind these 2 things. These guys are being streamed, and they're playing against one of Southeast Asia's best teams, one of APAC's best teams outside of Korea. So yeah. I mean, the nerves from these players might be showing just a little bit, and the stakes are high.
I mean, that's true, but EXP are doing a lot better this game. They're still in it at this point. There's a chance they can win. It's not like last game where it's a little bit of a stomp. Kind of like underplaying it a little bit there, but there's still a chance they can be in this. I mean, their position right now is not looking good, but if HK Esports were to make a mistake around a tower fight, then EXP do have a good chance of turning it around.
Phosphorus bomb, action poke for the time being, as well as actually more like a CC here, but it looks like in an odd stroke of irony that mid tower from EXP's primary mid tower could actually be falling before that of Hong Kong Esports.
Yeah, unfortunately so. I mean, if Irelia still had her teleport on Best Riven Kid, it would have looked a little bit different there. They might have even been able to turn that around into a fight.
At this moment, we do have EXP pushing on that mid tower. There is enough to defend here, though, and the minion wave is dealt with more than adequately. I feel like at this moment, the question is, who's the next dragon going to go to? I mean, we've already got a solid lead coming from HK Esports, but if we could see EXP Gaming get that second dragon, they'll be back on fighting ground. For sure.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we see quite a big push going into the bottom tower here. Looks like Stanley's going to get quite a lot of free damage onto that before Double Bebe can actually get there.
Oh man, Best Riven Kid is now kind of split pushing top lane. I don't know how to feel about that, but I think he's trying to pull the attention away from mid, but that is backfiring just a little bit as the entire HK Esports team is now getting ready to, I think, gank, maybe even hop down on that bottom turret. But of course, we've got Stanley going back to deal with Best Riven Kid. Best Riven Kid no longer there.
Then again, Stanley does have his teleport, so he's free to like counter the push in the top lane and allow HK Esports to set up some like either a gank around the bottom lane or try and push towards this tower.
That is also true. Right.
It seems they're playing it very safely now. Like it's a little less aggressive from earlier, but maybe that's more of EXP trying to like hide a little bit from Ole's crazy ganking styles.
I want to point out that right now most of the wards for EXP Gaming is actually they're located in their own jungle, and I think that's just basically to get a safer jungling path for Gada.
Yeah, that's true. It also means that like the chances of them getting caught out in their own jungle is a lot less. If we looked at the last game, the EXP had 0 wards anywhere, so this is definitely a big step up from the last game they played. So if they keep this kind of thing up, then they'll still have a fighting chance, but even so, they're still quite far behind at this point.
I think this game is a little bit black and white. We can see what's happening. This isn't going to be one of those, you know, massive let's just kill each other until the end of the game matches, if you will. This is actually panning out to be one of those let's play this carefully, safely kind of matches. And the thing that speaks volumes to that is, I think, maybe the kill count at this stage of the game. Sure, you see some games end with only 9 kills total in a game, but or maybe not more than 13. But at the same time, this one it's kind of a mix of both. But I think that's coming from mistakes from EXP.
Yeah, definitely. Though we do see a lot more kills in the Southeast Asian scene.
They are securing.
Like generally a lot more aggressive games.
Yeah. They are trying. Both teams are trying to secure the dragon right now. That makes perfect sense to me. Looks like we're gonna have Iku getting the blue buff. Really makes sense. That is Oriana, but now it looks like Riven Kid's getting caught out in the open half guard almost.
Yeah, that's like
no,
oh, Toys!
Bad initiate coming from Gada. The rest of the team is almost nowhere to be seen, but it's a 1-for-1. And Toys was caught out.
I was actually quite good managing to get Toys there. I'd say that was actually quite worth it.
Right, especially when, I mean, assuming that we have HK Esports building their entire team around Toys, the fact that he's been taken down.
Oh, we see Pantheon ultimate coming.
Crucial. Yeah, I mean, he's just falling from the sky. The bubble misses coming in from support. Iku kind of got out in the open, getting changed right now, and stunned, slowed, and everything else in between. We got the hop coming in from Zinter, and it looks like maybe, just maybe, we'll see someone from Hong Kong Esports or fall in exchange for the mid laner.
Ooh, almost getting support down there with his last auto attack.
1-for-1. I mean, like, this is okay.
Yeah, it's going surprisingly well for EXP. Like the engages from HK Esports were kind of sloppy there, like a slightly misplaced.
This is critical. The dragon, who's gonna get it? And it looks like it will be EXP.
Yeah, Ole's not gonna really snipe that with Goddard up there with his smite up.
Right.
But still, like that Pantheon ultimate earlier, it was kind of out of place. Like it was obvious where EXP were gonna run. They were gonna run into the river. I don't know.
Alright. So at this stage, I mean, we can see obviously there's a gold threshold, but I mean both sides, excuse me, have equal dragon buffs, and that's basically just a little bit more damage for both sides. And once you stack that to the items, I mean, the lead is obvious. It's there for HK Esports. The best Raven kid is getting caught out in the open. He doesn't want to hit toys here. He gets stunned.
Slowed as well.
Another stun and boom.
It's a dead Riven kid.
Yeah.
Always seems to be a bit too far ahead in these games. Might need to work on his map awareness a little bit, putting some wards down before he gets too far ahead.
Not good. The tidal wave coming in will only hit toys, and now it looks like EXP Gaming is in a lot of trouble. We've got Double Vivi trying to do what he can to hold his own, and that is going to be 2 pickups for our Hong Kong Esports team.
That's actually 4 kills for HK Esports there, almost an ace.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I think that it's not necessarily nail in the coffin. If we can see by some miracle EXP Gaming getting the 3rd dragon, they'll have pushing power and they'll be able to maybe split push just a little bit better, do more damage to towers, work them down just a little bit. But it's astonishing to me that at this stage of the game, that one-shot mid tower is still alive.
Yeah. It's a shame that EXP, they don't have the wards to just go and sneak an auto attack onto it or anything, so
but I mean,
it's really depressing for them to not be able to get that one.
At the same time, I mean, turrets aren't worth as much gold as they used to be, if I'm not mistaken, right?
There's still like a hefty amount, not as much, yes, you're correct, but it's still very useful to have.
Boy's getting overzealous there, showing off one ladies, but doesn't quite pan out in the end.
Oh, looks like they're finally going to be able to get this mid tower now.
Yeah, just one poke of the ult, gonna take the shot
There we go.
And whatever else they can pick out in the open, I mean, like, if they can get, oh, wait a minute, is counter jungling coming in from Gata? Maybe. But now, I mean,
JJ's waiting behind the team. Oh, we see engage from Stanley.
There we go. I mean, he just hopped in there, but he's the tank he's supposed to. And now God is cut out in the open. He was just taken down by God JJ, and now we've got Best Riven Kid looking like he's going to get the vengeance onto Stanley. He's going to try and escape that tower, but I mean, with Ollie there, wow, he's now one shot. Oh, the counter play comes in. The ignite, he's still alive.
Amazing
what a
play.
Miracle.
Wow, good job from Irelia there. Well, Riven Kid on Irelia.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's just how this game pans out. They've got, they managed to make, it was all positioning, yes. It was kind of, I can just say a little bit of poor coordination there from Hong Kong Esports, but it's definitely helping EXP out in the grander scheme of things. Of course, Dragon is going to be up for a while, at least another 2 minutes in game time. So if they can make another couple of plays happen like this, they'll be on pretty much even fighting ground. But again, it's kind of a big if. We're talking about Hong Kong Esports. We're talking about a player that used to be on KT Rolster.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But still, these are really good fights coming from EXP, especially compared to last game. I mean, they're doing very well to like stay in this game at this point. Definitely making the right decisions by charging down mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a part of these guys who are thinking to themselves, we have to be real here. We probably don't have too much of a chance against Hong Kong Esports. EXP Gaming, they are, if I'm not mistaken, would you regard them as an amateur team?
Yeah, I would regard them as an amateur team, especially like compared to HK Esports.
Do they have a training house or anything else of that nature? Do we know?
Not that I know of, not that I've been told of either.
Alright, I'll have to Google that after this game. But I think it would be nice to see a 3rd and final game between these guys. It would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be ideal. But it's going to take a lot for EXP to get in here.
Gata diving in there, throws down the Sonic Wave, and of course does go for the alley-oop to lead in. And now Best Riven Kid trying to come in and zone that out. The team is a little bit divided here from Hong Kong Esports, but at the same time, their position is fightable.
That's true. EXP just need to play this really safe and wait for Hong Kong Esports to make another mistake in their engage, and then try and work around that. They really need to focus on allowing an opening for Best Riven Kid to jump in with Irelia and focus down the carries.
That is true. So, at this stage, I mean, we've got 1 minute until Dragon is up, but I mean, it looks like maybe we've got Hong Kong Esports. I mean, they're pushing up mid lane. Tell me, which is better to go for in this situation? I mean, obviously, the safer choice would be going for Dragon.
Yeah, they need to focus around Dragon until that's gone, then they can start focusing towards the top side, as that's the, I'd say they need to focus on getting top towers. That allows them to have a lot more leeway when it comes to trying to take Baron later on. But considering Dragon's about to spawn, like, they really need to sort that one out first.
And I like the way we got Best Riven Kid doing the split pushes here. It's really nice. He's actually ahead in farm compared to Stanley, and his top lane, wow, he's got more kills, more gold than Stanley at this stage in the game.
Yeah, Best Riven Kid is really pulling his own in this game.
Living up to his name, but unfortunately not playing Riven though.
Maybe he should change his name to Best Irelia Kid.
Maybe. I really wish I understood that reference to EQ, because I see that all the time on PTT whenever I'm browsing the PTT bulletin board forums.
Well, if we had game sounds, you'd be able to hear it every time
Yeah, I know what
Dada
you're
tries to
talking
do.
about. I know it's the sound that Lee Sin makes, but I don't understand why they say it on PTT like a man.
Well, we say it on Twitch TV too. Whenever we see like an insect style kick, then the chat usually spams Iku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's mostly after the insect style play, you know, when you put the ward behind the champion, you ward jump, and you kick the enemy carry back into your team.
Right.
It's a very risky play, but it looks amazing.
It's sick. I forget which team he belongs to. Is it Fnatic?
Insect, no, he's a Korean player actually. He was on SKT. Like Korean players, they're hard to keep track of as they're always changing teams.
Alright, so now here we are. Mid tower siege does go down. Riven Kid actually pilling out there. That's not too good for the sake of the rest of the team. There's going to be a big team fight, which I don't think EXP wants. That they all five need to be present and together. Now we got basically both sides trying to contest Dragon. And I feel like HK Esports has definitely solidified that position. They're going for it all together right now.
Unless Orianna can get a good ult here, it could go well for EXP, but I think they're just a little too late, and no wards for Irelia to teleport to.
Pushing power, extra damage. Oh, that tidal wave hits nothing from HK Esports. Given the present situation though, some of them are pretty low health compared to that of EXP, and now that's a beautiful initiate coming from our mid laner Iku, and now look, Graves got JJ, gets the pick off on support in the background.
That went quite well for EXP. It could have gone a little better. They missed a really good Orianna ult at the beginning of the fight, but that went quite well for them. Although there was a big push from HK Esports in the mid lane that I don't think they're going to be able to respond to.
Right, especially with the pushing power of the dragon. Okay, so now we can check this out on screen. We can see the dive in coming in. And Toys is trying desperately to get away, but of course, he's got Gata going in there.
Kick to the face, yeah.
And
just a clean disengage from HK Esports as they move towards the mid lane.
Yeah.
Alright. Do they get the tower?
I think they might have.
I can't see right now. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Bot lane tower for mid lane tower, tower for tower, but I mean at the same time, I mean.
It's an inner tower for outer tower.
Yeah. And it's 3 towers to 5 towers. I mean, it's better than just sitting there and doing nothing, obviously. But I mean, and there's nothing else to really, I guess you'd say, there's nothing else they could really do. So I mean, push where you can, do what you can, be active where you can. The rest of them naturally. Oh my!
Oh my god!
That
Riot, please, come on.
Yeah, that was amazing. Best Riven Kid, he's just like, he gets there 1 second too late. He says, no! Again.
God, like I can feel the rage emanating from Riven Kid right now.
Minute. Do we have XP Gaming setting up for the Baron buff right now? They got
they're
wards
putting
everywhere.
wards down, but there's no way they'll start doing it. They know they're not strong enough.
Alright.
Like what EXP Gaming's composition is based around now is waiting until HK Esports starts the Baron and then using Orianna to create a really good ultimate whilst they're doing Baron. As Baron gives you the team who's fighting it a debuff as they're attacking that increases the damage dealt to them.
I see. Alright, so that actually, okay.
Yeah, so that's why Orianna is a really good pick for EXP.
So Valkyrie will get our bot laner double BB away from that sticky situation, and I feel like that means no initiate for the next 20 seconds, but of course the rest of the team is out of position for the time being.
Yeah, well, HK Esports still has all their ults up, so they can freely initiate anytime they want. They just need to find the ideal position for it, because one mistake with HK Esports' initiate means the team fight can go horribly wrong. The team isn't too safe with team fighting.
I have nothing to contest that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But let's see here. got a bit of a scramble coming around here. I mean, of course, we've got 4 members of the XP Gaming in the middle. Of course, our Irelia, known as Best Riven Kid, is now going top lane to do that split push thing, if you will. And
He's been doing very well at that. He's always creating pressure in the top lane.
It's a little bit scary in this situation. Given that they have so much vision of mid lane, I can somewhat approve. But I like how he's backing right now, just as the team is going to beat him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, God.
He should be fine. He should be fine.
Yeah.
It's a Lee Sin. But I'm not sure what HK Esports are planning to do around mid. They just need to push the lane out. There's no tower left there to take, so it's kind of a waste sending 4 teammates up that way. Maybe they should try and get some dominance around the top side jungle of the XP. That's what I would like to see anyway.
This is, I guess you'd say the gradual tug of war coming back to the game. Ooh,
oh, Riven Kid,
1
once
second
again.
too late again.
Ah, I feel so bad for him. That's so unfair.
Yeah. All right, well, they are putting a nice little siege on the mid lane, and right now we actually have Stanley feeling to get that top lane farm. Just a little bit of it. I mean, it kind of makes sense because he needs that at this stage. He is behind. A little bit ahead in the way of CS, but I mean, gold-wise, hands down, we see the lead coming from Best Riven Kid.
Yeah, and this is the part of the game where Stanley is going to fall off with his Renekton, as, well, he doesn't do too much damage towards the late part of the game, especially with only 1 damage item, which is Tiamat. So he's going to be struggling a little bit.
Alright. Well, I mean, Baron has 1 pink ward on it, and I think
JJ is struggling to get that one.
Yeah, he's like, how do I attack that? I mean, like, you don't just walk into Baron and aggro it instantly. You've got to have like something that does damage to attack it.
Ole's gonna get it now.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't know. Do you think that they could actually be going for that right now?
Well, like EXP know they just cleared the ward, so they're gonna move towards it because they know it's an issue.
Oh man, the God is being initiated onto right now. He just took a good chunk of poke there.
Yeah, Toy's missing the stationary target, but I guess you assume Gado was gonna dodge that and walk right into it.
Oh man, and that would have been a good initiate if the rest of Hong Kong Esports was in position.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
they're not. Toys goes to cooldown for a few seconds.
Like the way HK Esports needs to start their fights is they need to have Pantheon ulting, then Toys gets the stun in. They can't do it like Toys gets the stun first.
Here we are. Ooh, this is looking a little bit scary. I mean,
they could close around them.
Could, yes, but I mean it's just a little bit scary. It's all about. Oftentimes, it kind of sucks to be on the receiving end of a team fight that goes the wrong way because you're not in the right position with your teammates. But it looks like we're gonna have a secured dragon for
Yeah,
Hong
this
Kong
is a
Esports.
free dragon for HK Esports. The XP need to deal with this big push in top lane. They can't leave that one unattended for too long. I don't even know why they're running to dragon, as like there's no way it's gonna still be alive.
I think they. Well, never mind. You're right. I mean, that's kind of the amateur move to make, but at the same time, it's one of those 1 second too late. Riven is
They
the
could
1
have even
second
run
too
to
late.
Baron at that point.
Huh?
They could have even ran to Baron at that point, as they're all generally around the area.
Yeah, but could they have safely initiated? I mean, did Stanley have a spell? He did, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things. It's like, do I really want to do it? You know?
Yeah. It's a risky play, but I think EXP are in a point where some risks are a good idea to take.
So, third dragon, that gives them movement?
Yeah, third dragon is the movement speed. The next one will be bonus damage to minions and monsters, with the 5th buff being doubling all.
Nice
Oh, nice
steal.
steal.
Coming from Ollie, of course. Red buff on support is not ideal, but at the same time, you're talking about just denying the enemy team from getting just a little bit stronger.
Yeah, red buff on your support is much better than red buff on their enemy AD carry. So, good job, Ole.
All the way. Right, so.
See some movement around Baron.
No, they're gonna get started on it, and
no, just gonna
Are they?
ward.
No? Okay.
They want to like bait it in, get a fight going.
Yeah, I mean that would be the move that makes sense, and of course using the sweeping lens there, I feel like Riven Kid and Double BB want to be very careful where they move here.
Yeah.
Oh
dear.
Yeah, That's where Riven Kid did not want to go, and he went there anyway. He's been slowed.
But luckily with the Banshee's veil, he was able to mitigate the Pantheon stun there.
Oh, that initiate coming from Gata. The tidal wave follow-up is absolutely sick, and it looks like Toys will still get the first kill in that engagement. And now he's even going to get a double kill first time. Riven Kid now struggling to get away. He's been chilling smited, and there's a bubble going down on Stanley. Trying his best to get his teammate out of there is support, but it's just not panning out in the end. It looks like he will be chased down, maybe cleaned up if not careful.
Yeah, that was not the best engage for EXP right there. It looks like Gato was way too far ahead of his teammates. Even though he kicked Toys back towards them, he was still closer to his own teammates than he was
Baron's
to
open,
EXP.
they're going for it.
Yeah, that's a free Baron.
I feel like this could be the nail in the coffin, maybe, but I mean, we don't have an in-hit down just yet. And the death timers are not too terribly long, so maybe what we're going to see from HK Esports is just, you know, using that Baron buff to get other buffs uncontested. But as I said, the blue buff is going to be taken here. We can see minions. I mean, like, farming will be so much easier. The pushing power will be there, and they're just going to get further ahead with it in general.
Yeah, I think with HK Esports with the Baron buff, they're just going to push each of the lanes out. I mean, bottom lane is already pushing out for them now, so they're going to focus around the mid and top lane and try and get those inhibitor towers down.
So that back coming from Iku, I'm wondering what he bought with that. He's got Rabadon, he's got the Grail, needlessly large rods, still has Thorn's Ring, so not quite max build just yet. But I beg the question, what if both sides reach max build?
Then I have to say EXP has the better team composition. If Ariana has a max build, then she can completely melt most of the HK Esports team.
I got appealing this a little bit. I don't like that move too much. I mean, standing out there, it's like he's trying to make start.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing there. He probably wants to get in position to try the insect style kick, but it's not been working too well for him lately.
Right. I mean, that's a true scenario as well. And look at
That's
all
a
those
huge wave here.
Yeah, that is a lot of buff minions at this moment. And bot lane looks like it's going to be avidly contested here.
I don't think EXP has any way to clear those cannon minions reliably as well.
I mean, they're gonna be cleared eventually. They're not in turret range just yet, but now
they don't have to be with the new Baron buff. Oh,
God JJ, God JJ. Double BB was just taking down. The follow-up frag is gonna be on best Riven Kid. Those are the two damage dealers on the team, and it just looks like they're not able to keep up.
this is GG.
Yeah, they might be able to hold on a little bit longer if they can get double BB back in the game as well as best Riven Kid. They might be in a fightable position, but that is a big if, as they've got 20-something seconds death timers on them. Ooh. And now we see Iku in a lot of trouble. He will go down to the might of Dinter. And God JJ takes down the turret. Looks like he might be working on the second one, and Gata is now one against the world, and there's nothing he can do here. Game number 2 goes to the pocket of HK Esports.
Well, it was a much better fight from EXP this time. That was actually really impressive to see how far they got. But